There is one main reason why the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. It has nothing to do with ability or skill or even luck. It all comes down to this one thing. And what I'm about to share with you might shock you. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to turn everything around for yourself. I'm going to show you a state that you can tap into to start attracting wealth and abundance into your life. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Marna, and thank you for joining me. I am a manifestation and mindset coach, and I tend to approach manifesting from a science-based perspective, and I use science-based techniques and tools, so you can use these to get the results that you want reliably. So if you're looking to gain clarity into your manifesting process, you have found the right place. And you'll find that I'll talk about subconscious programming a lot in my videos because no matter what anybody tells you, your subconscious programming is the most important factor in your ability to manifest the things that you want. I always say you can try a million different techniques, you can meditate all day, but until you really get clear on your subconscious programming and really learn how to rewire your brain, it's going to be an uphill battle where you're struggling to manifest the things that you want. Now, I've been studying subconscious programming for literally decades at this point, and I'm telling you from experience that this is the biggest thing that made a difference in my entire life. When you get it, you get it. So let's just jump into the real reason why the rich keep getting richer and the poor just keep staying poor. But before we do, go ahead, give this video a thumbs up with that little button. It helps the video reach more people, and it'll give you, a little bit good karma as you go down the road of life. So go ahead and do that right now. So like I was saying, subconscious programming is the most important tool in your manifesting process. Doesn't it ever seem unfair that a lot of the people who are really wealthy are born into it? And it seems like they could be dumb as a rock and they could have no skills. They can literally do nothing and still end up rich. Yet people who are born into poor families can work so unbelievably hard. They have such great talents and skills, yet they struggle and still continue to stay poor. It almost just seems unfair. But it comes down to one thing, and that is your unconscious behaviors. So I'm sure you're asking yourself, how do I know what my unconscious behaviors are? I mean, they're unconscious, aren't they? There are things that are going on in your life without you actually realizing it. So how can you identify them so that the majority of your subconscious programming comes from the first 7 years of your life? And I've shared that before in some of my other videos. But it's a really important factor to understand because I like to think of it as a sponge. You're born into this world as like a little sponge baby, and you start picking up all of the information around you, and that all forms your subconscious programming. Whoever raised you, what people told you, all of your experiences, whatever your parents believed to be true, they passed on to you, whether you realize it or not. You absorbed the entire world around you and formed 95% of your unconscious behaviors and thoughts within the first 7 years of your life. That is when you're most vulnerable and most receptive to downloading all of this information. You're a little sponge soaking it up. Everything going on around you so that you can make sense of the world and go out and live your life. And here's something you might find really interesting. Children under the age of 7 are in a lower vibrational frequency than anybody above that age. And this is the Theta Frequency. And the reason that they're in this Theta Frequency is because that's the frequency of imagination. So you'll see young children under 7 building sandcastles and using their imagination playing games, being super creative, and just generally being a kid. But that's because they're in the theta frequency, which is the frequency of imagination. But here's the interesting part. The theta frequency is also the state of hypnosis. So when you think about hypnosis, your brain goes into the lowered theta state, and it's open to more suggestion and more thoughts and facts. And in this lower vibrational state, you're more open to pick up information. It has such a huge influence over your thoughts and your behaviors and your beliefs. Think about all the people who do hypnosis to stop smoking or to lose weight. They go into that lowered state of consciousness so that the person hypnotizing them can make new suggestions on new thoughts and behaviors and beliefs. And when you're in that state of hypnosis, you can pick up on new unconscious behaviors. You can access your subconscious programming. It's an extremely powerful state to be in. So if you were to be honest with yourself and look back at the first 7 years of your life, and you also look at where you're struggling to manifest, certain things you're going to find. You're going to find a huge correlation between what you learned and what you were taught, what you picked up, what you experienced. And if you dig even deeper, look at who raised you, whether it was your parents, whether it was a caretaker, whether it was a family member. Look at their beliefs about certain things. Look at their thoughts about certain things. Because whether you realize it or not, you picked up on that. In the first 7 years of your life, you were a little theta sponge, and you were picking up all of the information around you and learning unconscious behaviors through seeing what other people were doing and teaching you. And it's something crucial and important to understand. Now, before you get upset and start blaming your parents for teaching you bad things about money, or, before you get upset about your subconscious programming, understand that there is nobody to blame for any of this. Everything happens for a reason. Everything is leading you to where you need to be in your life. But you don't have to give up your power and surrender to your subconscious programming. You can decide to change it at any time. And this is exactly what I teach inside my digital course. And I show you how to shift your thoughts, rewire your brain, manifest abundance on autopilot, specifically focused on manifesting cryptocurrencies and stocks. So if you would like to learn more about my manifestation process, go ahead and drop me a line. My email is on the screen right now. And I would be happy to talk to you about how to get you into my course. I really don't believe that manifesting is a one-size-fits-all approach. So having the time to speak to an individual one-on-one coach may cost a little bit more, but it is so worth it for making sure that the approaches you are working with are ones that are going to work for you. You are a unique person. You are different from the next person, the next person, the next person. The way you comprehend and understand things is different from anybody else. And that's why I will show you how to manifest based on your learning type, your personality, and that's where you get the results. So if you're interested, I've got a link in the description box, or send me an email and I'll be happy to talk to you. So what does all of this subconscious programming and theta state and the first 7 years of your life have to do with why the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer? It's because of the environment and the subconscious programming they picked up within those first 7 years. It comes down to a long lineage of people's beliefs being passed on from generation to generation to generation. That's why you find that the 1% of wealth is generally within certain families. It was passed down family member to family member to family member. The same beliefs, the same programming, over and over and over again. And that programming affects your unconscious behaviors whether you realize it or not. Your thoughts turn into beliefs, and what you believe influences what your subconscious programming says. Your subconscious programming runs 95% of your life. You might think you're living your life, but you're really living on autopilot. Once you start to observe your life and you realize, oh, I am running on autopilot, what you want to do is start feeding your subconscious really strong beliefs about the things that you do want. Because when you're running on autopilot based on your subconscious programming, you want it to be working for you instead of against you, right? I mean, it affects all those unconscious behaviors, things you don't even realize you're doing. And the people who stay rich have unconscious behaviors that support their wealth. And the people who stay poor have unconscious behaviors that continue to keep them poor. And I know this is going to make a lot of people upset because people are going to say, well, what about their external circumstances? What about the people who are born into severe poverty or the people who are born into extreme wealth? Every single person has their set of circumstances. I am not denying that. But the things that you do have control over is your subconscious programming. You can choose to buy into the beliefs that things have to be hard, or you can choose to buy into the belief that you are successful and things get to be easy for you. Whether you believe me or not, it's all a decision. And when you understand that, you can take back the power. You're given a certain set of circumstances, but you can decide to find your way to the next level. It's all up to your decisions. And when you choose to change your programming, you will change your life. And this isn't something that takes 1 day, 5 days, 7 days a year. This is something constant. Every day is a choice. It is ongoing. Because once you have a belief, really deep-rooted theta state belief, and you work on changing that belief, if you've held that belief for a really long time, it's going to tend to creep back in. But you have to make a conscious decision every day. Now, one of the things that I don't talk about very often is at one point in time I was addicted to prescription opioids. And I quit them cold turkey in 2012. I made the decision one day I was not going to take those drugs anymore. And I have made that same decision every day since. Every day is a conscious choice of, am I going to stay sober today? That is what it takes to change that subconscious belief away from, I have an addiction to this, to I control this life. My decision every day. This is every single day work. Changing your thoughts and beliefs to support the life that you want. And don't forget that it is your decision. Only you can do this work for yourself. But when you do it, it pays off, and it pays off big. You can choose to change the programming that was passed on to you and give future generations of your children and their children and their children a new outcome. Everything starts with you. So as promised, I wanted to share with you one thing you can start using right now in order to attract more abundance and more wealth into your life. And that is meditation. Meditating puts you in the theta state. It is a form of hypnosis and imagination. Now, at the end of this video, I will leave a link to my cryptocurrency videos, and there are meditations in there specifically for manifesting cryptocurrencies and stocks. You're welcome to read through the comments and see what people think about these meditations. But in these meditations, I guide you into the theta state. Same with the affirmations. I take you into the theta state in your sleep, where you're open to suggestion, open to possibility. And I guide you through exercises which tap into your imagination and affirmations that you can accept as true. So you start shifting how you feel about money. So use these meditations. These are free resources for you to use and see for yourself. But here's the biggest thing you need to understand. With these meditations, no matter how many times you use these meditations or try to manifest money, if you don't change your subconscious programming, you're going to be fighting yourself. If you do the meditation every single day and then go back to the feelings of not having enough money or start feeling desperate or in lack mentality, then you are literally blocking yourself from having it. So, these two go hand in hand. But use this tool because it will help you in your manifesting journey. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you find some value in it, leave me a comment. Let me know. I like hearing from you, and I like hearing how I've been able to help you change your state of being and what else I can do to help you as you regain control of your life. So, I am Marna. Thank you for joining me, and have a beautiful day.